What's up?
Hello there.
Tyler, Keith, Plugged On. We are doing a ranking. We are going to rank every single upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe project that has been announced formally.
So a lot of the ones that are coming, but haven't kind of been given dates. Guardians 3, Captain Marvel 2, Ant-Man 3 is still not even official yet. Yeah. But even though
it's official, not official. All these movies are official, not official.
Yeah, so
sort of thing. We're going over ones that they properly announced on a stage and all that. So and there's 16 total. We know
varying
degrees, yes. About a lot of them.
Some of them it's you know what's happening, and then other ones it's you got two things.
Yeah. And before we get into it, we are excited for all of these things.
Yes.
And just because it's towards the bottom does not mean we're not looking forward to it or we think it's going to be trash. I fucking love the Marvel and Cinematic Universe. It's amazing. So the fact that we're getting 16 projects upcoming is insane. And even just the amount of projects that they have announced with dates basically starting next summer over the next 2 years is just insane.
I think most of these come out in the next 2 years.
Yeah,
it's 16 awesome. Things.
It's going to be cool. So we're talking about the movies and then also the Disney Plus shows that they're going to be doing. So.
Yeah,
let's get into it. Number 16 is Marvel's What If. So this is their show that they're basically going to be exploring different moments in the MCU and go, what if it happened differently?
Yeah, it's kind of based off of, there's a whole line of Marvel What If comics where, where it would just do some things. There's a comic where one of the ones that comes to mind is what if Peter Parker couldn't get the symbiote off and then kind of died because the symbiote ate him, the Venom costume ate him, basically just trashed his body and he died afterwards and they had to leave him. Things like that. They've kind of confirmed a couple of them. Well, not confirmed, but heavily hinted, Peggy Carter as Captain America, which is cool. And whatnot. So, and there's 23 episodes, I think is what they said. Yep. So it seems like there's going to be basically, maybe with a few exceptions here and there, one per movie. Maybe with a few exceptions, I guess. So.
It's gonna. Jeffrey Wright's gonna be in it. It's gonna be an animated thing. I think it's gonna be really cool, and it'll be interesting to, make you think.
Yeah.
It's
just that it's such a out there idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of
but it is something different for the MCU that I think would be cool.
And hopefully they keep doing it. Hopefully this isn't a one-off series. It's just they put out another big season of just other little things of characters and whatnot.
Right. So next up we have Moon Knight. I'm interested in Moon Knight because it is Marvel's Batman. And I think there's a lot of cool things that they could get into with Moon Knight. I'm just not... And that's the thing, there's a few of these characters that they have announced shows for or movies that I'm just not overly familiar with. And, they could fucking put out a trailer for Moon Knight and it could shoot to the top of this list, honestly. So that's all I'll say about that.
I think this one's interesting because, again, Moon Knight's been a very popular character because he's a darker Marvel character. And again, a lot of people compare him to Marvel's version of Batman. He's just Batman, except he has, I think, if I remember correctly, he's cursed by some kind of moon god or something. It's weird. But then, this movie's also interesting from, a lot of the rumors circulating around of who's going to play characters. I mean, Keanu Reeves has been thrown out there a good bit for it.
Awesome.
Andrew Garfield as well was another one that I saw, which I was like, it could be interesting. I mean, he's a really good actor, but, Keanu Reeves... Yeah. I mean, I've heard, again, another rumor that Keanu Reeves really wants to be in a Marvel movie, and I'm like,
dude,
do it. Find a way to do it, man. Come on.
Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, and I hope that they have a darker tone to this throughout that really works because, I'm not saying the MCU needs to be like what DC was trying to do early on with a lot of their stuff, like Batman v Superman, for example. But I think just something, because that's one thing that I think has made the MCU so successful is, yes, there's a lot of movies, but every one of them truly feels different and like has different genre elements and all that. So if this is like the darkest sort of thing the MCU has, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
As well. Daredevil. I think about like the Daredevil Netflix series, and that was really well done. So, yeah. Anyways, number 14, Black Widow. Look, I like Black Widow. I'm interested in this, but it's it's a prequel. I don't want to spoil Avengers Endgame for people that might not have seen it. And I've enjoyed Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson throughout all the movies that she's been in, but I've just never felt overly invested in that character like I did so many of the other characters. So that's why, to me, it's a movie that I'm interested in, but I'm not like, fuck yeah, bring it on.
I'm curious to see how Black Widow does as the main focus of the movie, because because even like though she's played like a supporting role throughout all the stuff, I think she's had maybe one of the coolest character arcs from being somebody who's like keeps people away, and it's all about the doing a job and whatnot, to caring about people and having a family, which is something that just like is big for her character. So yeah, it's one of those movies where it's like it's like a prequel. I mean, this is a prequel where it's kind of hard to get invested because you know at least the starting point and the end point. Actually, this is like a midquel. It takes place after Civil War, supposedly. So roughly where the movie starts, and roughly where it ends. Yeah. So it's just
David Harbour is in it.
David Harbour's in it. A couple other people I'm trying to remember.
Florence Pugh.
Yeah,
is also in it. I am interested because I think of a prequel that I thought they did really well with a lot of things, and that was Captain Marvel.
Yeah. With
elements that tied it into the MCU. So if they do certain things like that, that could be really, really cool. So next up, I totally blanked on that. Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Legend of the Ten Rings?
Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yes. This is once again another character. I think this is like a super duper fucking deep cut for Marvel to get. Because I read about Shang-Chi. It didn't seem like he's been in a lot of stuff. But, it has been proven over and over again that it does not matter how much of a deep cut character Marvel will make it work, and it'll make $1 billion fucking dollars, and it'll happen. So I'm interested in these characters in this world. I think having a kung fu fucking movie could be really cool for the MCU. So I'm looking forward to that.
I mean, to me, while we're dealing with this, you can tell it's been a little while. I think it's the same kind of thing. Shang-Chi's not really a character I'm familiar with. I mean, it's a martial arts movie, so I like martial arts movies. They're fun. They're not always my shtick, but they can be cool. And it's like, I think it's this thing of maybe the thing that I think is the most interesting about this is the Mandarins in it.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I was convinced they were going to throw the Mandarin in, and the Mandarin was going to be in some sort of Spider-Man appearance to kind of keep with the whole Spider-Man's fixing Tony Stark's messes kind of thing. Tony Stark didn't beat the Mandarin, so Spider-Man has to do it. But I think that's cool. And like, I guess the Ten Rings has been in the MCU a lot. It's referenced in both Iron Man and Ant-Man. So, I mean, I guess it's one of those things where it's like, even if they weren't necessarily 100% knowing that they were going to make this movie, the seeds are planted all over the place because whatnot. But who knows? Kind of like we said with Moon Knight. Shang-Chi trailer could drop tomorrow. And it's just like, boom, oh, look at the fight scenes in this movie. It's awesome. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
February 2021 for that one. Number 12, She-Hulk. That's one you're excited for.
Yeah, this character, I mean, She-Hulk's is a very cool character because it's, Jennifer Walters, who is like, she's like a lawyer. She's like Matt Murdock and whatnot. It's just a cool character to do, because She-Hulk's also very one of the more like, I guess, which I on a family friendly Disney Plus service, there's no way they'd touch on this, but at least in the comic, she's very like a sexually open character in a lot of ways, more so than a lot of other characters. But then also, this movie's just cool because it's like, I was never expecting this. I thought the rights were too weird with Universal for them to do this, but I guess maybe working around and doing a TV show is their way of getting around character rights.
Yeah.
So, that's just cool. Like it's a deep, maybe not as much of a deep cut because people do know who She-Hulk is, but it's a bit of a, maybe a bit more of a surprise than some characters to see. You know what I mean? People were clamoring for Moon Knight, but then it was like, Moon Knight will probably happen. People were clamoring for Miss Marvel. It's like, yeah, with doing Captain Marvel, they can make it work. But then She-Hulk, it's like, well, the rights, it's never going to happen. But then it's like, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, should be cool. Number 11, Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I'm interested in Hawkeye. Once again, like Black Widow, not a character that I felt, even probably less than Black Widow, character I felt overly attached to. But I ended up really liking his story throughout the MCU up and through Endgame.
Yeah. So
where that goes from here excites me, and that looks something okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things about it that are super cool. I mean, they're supposedly introducing Kate Bishop, who's going to be the next Hawkeye.
Yep.
So that's cool. That way they can kind of continue the thing. I think it's basically confirmed to be Jeremy Renner's last stint as Hawkeye.
Could make sense with the story they're doing.
With the story they're doing also makes sense with a lot of the stuff involving him in the news right now, which is, granted, it's probably like a thing where they're like, look, we want to do this story. At least at this point, it makes sense to do this story. We can't really recast. It'd be really weird to recast him right before the end. And also, again, everything with him is just allegations at this point. Nothing concrete. So, I mean, who knows? This one's also the most like up in the air because, I mean, I could see this one getting canned potentially.
Maybe.
I don't know. Who knows? We'll see from where it goes from here. But
And that's the thing, though, with Disney Plus, is I feel like a Hawkeye movie would have not been that successful.
No.
But with Disney Plus, it allows them to make that successful. And Disney Plus is like the perfect platform for some of these shows, which is exciting.
Yeah, it's easy. It's harder to sell people on a movie because it's like it's just a one-time thing and it costs a bit more money. TV show, you watch one episode, you can decide if you like it or not. True. Also, at least on Disney Plus, I mean, there's enough on Disney Plus to feel like you're not wasting your money, unless you bought it for the Hawkeye show. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, no offense, I don't know too many people who are doing that. Who are like, dude, Hawkeye, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get Disney Plus now.
Yeah. Number 10, right?
Yeah, it'd be 10 now.
Number 10. This one is literally off of just about nothing, but the character's fucking cool. The actor is amazing, but Blade.
And it doesn't even have a release date. We don't even know if it's a movie or if it's going to be a Disney Plus series. It's probably going to be a movie. I mean, no offense, I can't see it being a Disney Plus. I mean, if they do it in the vein of the original Blade movies, which is these gothic horrors, very graphic kind of movies, and there's no way it's going to be a Disney Plus thing. But I mean, Mahershala Ali and doing Blade,
he's so good. He is so good, man. One of my favorite actors right now.
Yeah, it's just,
I think.
It's just good. I mean, there's just a lot of cool things you can do with Blade. I mean, the first two Blade movies are great. So I wonder if like they can tap into that. I mean, they'll obviously do something different, but
I just wonder how violent they'll get.
I mean, probably not like rated R violent, but I mean, they'll probably be like a hard PG-13 violent.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I would hope that they would push that boundary as far as they could go before they tip over to R. But we'll see. I'm excited for Blade. I think, though, that's just very far away.
Oh, it's probably not. I mean, it's definitely Phase 5, if anything.
And the fact that they're getting
maybe
an actor that has won 2 Academy Awards. I mean, they've had some other ones too that's won Academy Awards, but man.
I mean, to be fair, he approached them.
Yeah,
he was like, I want to do Blade, and they're like, okay,
and honestly, why not? You won 2 Academy Awards. You're fucking killing it in so many things. Just do it. You know what I mean?
Just do a passion project.
Yeah, exactly.
I could see. Oh wow, I didn't actually put two and two together. I could see this being like a passion project, much like Deadpool.
Yeah.
Like just being. I mean, if he approached them, maybe if like they give him like some sort of creative controller, or just being like,
right.
I got even more excited for this movie.
Right.
But yeah, or whatever it is. Again, who knows? Maybe they'll put it on Hulu.
Yeah.
Then you can do a TV show that's violent.
Right.
But what was it? We're at 9 now.
Yeah.
So,
Disappeared. Anyways, number 9, The Eternals, which also comes November of 2020 comes out. I'm just interested in the Eternals in the way that I was kind of interested in, say, like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's more of a spacey sort of thing. The character's way different than Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
so
like a whole different,
take that
different
the
like,
wrong way. But
yeah,
just different
even
vibe, different world, and I'm digging the cast. You got
Richard Madden, Kit Harington,
yes,
Angelina Jolie.
That's I literally had her face in my head.
Camille Nanjiani.
Yes,
like it's like
yeah,
which is like again, some of these people are just like I would never have thought would do.
No.
Like a Marvel movie. Like, I mean, like people like Richard Madden. It's mostly Angelina Jolie. Seeing her name attached to this, I was like...
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah.
So, I mean, you would think that maybe something about this movie has to be either exceptionally, like, just creative or just, like, somehow they pitched an idea and it's a really good idea.
Yeah. Just the idea of the Eternals, too, of, like, these immortal alien people protecting humanity and all this stuff. I find that kind of cool, and then also maybe what it could mean for the MCU. I think.
Yeah, I mean it's again it's another one of those movies, sort of like Guardians, that just kind of busts open the door of what's possible to see in the MCU. I mean, also again depending because we don't even know when this movie takes place. It'd be interesting. There's the possibility because technically you could run into Thanos again.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. It'll be cool. Number 8, WandaVision.
It's another one that's out there. It's another one that's out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically, they've set it up like it looks like a sitcom. Mm-hmm. And it directly leads into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So that's got the plus to it. Yeah. It's just that there's... I think this is going to be a really weird show, so they purposefully kept it kind of vague. Like I could see them pulling from stuff like if you ever heard of or read the House of M comics, where basically Scarlet Witch kind of just goes crazy and changes the fabric of reality, so that most mutants are like wiped out, and a couple of them are back, and it's just like, Vision's in it obviously, which. So I'm just, there's some guesses on where you can think where the plot goes with this to see where it goes. Maybe it's another, it could be another midquel, like between Civil War and Infinity War. I don't think it is, but it could be. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, and like I thought her character, her story in the MCU was fascinating, rather heartbreaking at the same time. So I wonder how they're going to do Vision in this.
Yeah, it's just because this is like the one of the main examples here of like how all these things are interconnecting still. So that's mostly what it is. Just like the concept of it being like a sitcom, I'm like, I mean that could be cool, I guess, but it's a little bit different. But then I'm like, oh, it's gonna spiral out and see where it goes from there. Okay. Mm-hmm. You have my attention. Yeah,
and also tying into Doctor Strange, like I wanted to literally tie into Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
like the last shot of this series is the first shot of Doctor Strange.
What if what if like it's like a weird thing where they happen concurrently? It's just that you're seeing it from different perspectives.
Maybe
that could be. Well, man, that'd be really weird.
Maybe
that could be interesting.
Yeah. Number 7, Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, it's another one of those comic book characters that like people clamor for, because. Kamala Khan she's like the new Spider-Man in a lot of ways. She's the young every person. She reads fan fiction and geeks out about superheroes, so she's basically like all of us at this point. Mm-hmm. But like I mean, for one, that I mean, it's a point towards inclusion because I mean, she's like a Pakistani American character, which is cool. She's an Inhuman, so I don't know if they want to try to make that a thing again. They can, they can try to work with that. But yeah, and I mean, this character's also getting a lot more notoriety now because I mean, came out a couple weeks ago. Maybe a couple months ago. Miss Marvel's the main character of that Avengers game, so like it's just a cool thing. And a Disney Plus series, it gives a character time to breathe, which is good.
Yeah,
and nice.
definitely.
Especially when you're introducing like a new. She's probably a little bit more mainstream than the other two, but like a new sort of unknownish character.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it because honestly, I feel like out of all of the characters announced here, maybe outside of Shang-Chi, she's the one that I just know the least of myself. So I'm excited to learn new characters.
Yeah.
So, now we're getting into some just real heavy hitters, I feel. Number 6, Black Panther 2. This is like the furthest out movie with a hard date to it.
2022, right? May 2022?
Yes, May 2022. And I'm really excited for Black Panther, not only because I like that world a lot. I think Wakanda's is fascinating. And I like Chadwick Boseman a lot as Black Panther.
Ryan, what's his last name? Coogler? Ryan
Coogler, yes.
Ryan Coogler, he's directing again, which is cool.
Which he did a fantastic job with the first one, and just the whole vibe of Black Panther I think is cool. It's different for the MCU, and what I liked about Black Panther a lot is of course the villain. Fucking Michael B. Jordan killed it.
Yeah.
I really hope that they have a lot to live up to with that.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things directions they could kind of go. I mean, Black Panther, the ending of Black Panther 1 kind of left some doors open in terms of where to go, but yeah. I mean, I mostly just agree with everything you said. This is a big one. Yeah. Maybe I mean, obviously, because we put number 6 up until this point, the biggest one yet. I think some of the ones after this are a little bit more heavy hitters, but you know, it's whatever.
Yes. Next up, number 5, Loki, coming to Disney Plus. We'll have Tom Hiddleston. We'll be following what he did when he stole the Space Stone.
Yeah, and like, which is basically all we know about it. It's a couple. I think did they say it was 6 episodes, 6 or 8? So definitely one of the two.
But it's Loki, and you know Tom Hiddleston as Loki has been incredible in all the movies he's been in the MCU, and I'm just so curious on how well he does carrying his own property.
That'd be the interesting thing. It's also just like, I get it, Loki's very, very popular, but I mean there has to be a reason for the show. Now granted, the show also does as well, much like WandaVision, apparently lead into the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which is cool. But like, it's got to do its own thing. Now, whether or not it sets up, because there's like apparently in the comics there's like a kid Loki character whom is like a good guy, but he kind of has to develop and whatnot. I have a theory on what it is, and it's a very complex one. But the gist of it is, the real Loki died in Thor: The Dark World. It wasn't a trick. And the Loki that you see take the Asgard's throne is this one. And he traveled time and dimensions, and he got there. He's like, I know where I can go. And he decided to do that. Was the thought?
So which one then? Spoilers.
Which one? It would be this one.
Okay.
That way they both get their, redeeming like death.
Gotcha.
In a way. Also, apparently, time travel, that kind of becomes a thing with this. Time travel is apparently a thing.
Yeah.
In the show, so
also such a weird logo for this show.
Yeah.
Overall.
Also, I mean, granted, hopefully the show also somehow leads into Thor. You would think it would to some degree, but we'll see.
Yeah. Number 4, the first Disney Plus series that we'll be getting late in 2020, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I am very much looking forward to this.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan's chemistry is great, and the best part of Captain America: Civil War.
Yes, and spoilers for Endgame here. If you haven't watched it, don't listen beyond right here. You know, Falcon gets a shield to basically become Captain America.
Yeah.
I'm curious just how they deal with that. All different aspects of that from a story perspective.
Yeah, I mean...
how he feels about it, how he maybe gets to that point. It'll be very cool.
It'll be interesting because, I mean, at least, now granted, he could also just be lying in interviews. I mean, it's become much more apparent nowadays that sometimes actors have to lie. I mean, look at Ewan McGregor with talking about stuff, but he says, like, he's, at least when the show starts, he's not Captain America yet, which is fair enough. So who knows, maybe even if it's just for a little bit, you get a little bit of Bucky as Captain America, because that's the thing that happens in the comics or whatever. It should be interesting. I mean, Zemo is going to be in it, which is cool, and then they got a U.S. Agent, which is like an evil Captain America in some ways. So there's a lot of cool stuff here. It's got some cool, a lot of cool places this show can go.
Yeah, in Captain America probably became maybe my favorite character in the MCU. I don't know.
He's up there definitely.
That's another video. Another ranking. But yeah, up there is one of my favorites, and just the fact that I felt like his story in Endgame ended so perfectly. To continue that, I'm just very, very excited to see what they do. So next up, 3 is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Hands down, the best title out of everything.
Oh yeah,
my god.
Well, I think there might
maybe one other one, but man, I love this title. It's so good.
It's a good title, man. It's like this. They're setting this up to be like the big movie.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, even though it's not too much, literally just talking about how half the Disney Plus shows are leading up to this one. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, this movie's a big deal.
Yeah.
Again, we don't know too much about it.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Derrickson's coming back, the director of the first one, which is cool. We can get some cool looking CG effects and whatnot in it again. Scarlet Witch is in it, which is cool. See how those two characters interact, and then we might know who the villain is. Maybe. It's supposed to be some Nightmare, which I don't know too much about that from the comics, but
it's supposed to have more gothic horror vibes, which could be fucking awesome. Just get wacky, you know.
Just don't hold back.
Yeah, definitely, and the fact that they got Benedict Cumberbatch, of course, to continue. He's an amazing actor. So, very much looking forward to this one. And in this one, like, to go off of your comment of, like, this seems like it's going to be one of the bigger movies. This has, like, the prime time slot for an MCU movie. Like, that first week of May is always the biggest MCU movie of the year.
Yeah.
All the time. And that's when this one is, May 7th, 2021, so prime time, baby.
Yeah.
Be cool. Number 2. Oh, man. We really thought this was going to happen. Really pulling our heartstrings.
Breathe a sigh of relief with this one.
Yes, definitely. But Spider-Man 3,
working title. Probably Home is going to be worked in there somehow.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it was touch and go with this one for a while.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, granted, which is a whole other topic, I mean, I would hope that maybe they can somehow work out something. I don't know if they need to make another Spider-Man movie, but to just keep this version of Spider-Man in the MCU, so he can just be around, maybe show up in a couple movies here and there, like an Avengers movie, or I don't know. I can think of a couple other characters.
Yeah, so Tom Holland's supposed to be, like, part of his deal is this movie and to be in another movie. I just look at what movies are there, and I don't think it's going to be.
I don't think it's any of the ones that's announced. I think they're holding off on that.
Point.
I think the best place to use him would be in whatever situation they introduce the X-Men. Because Spider-Man and the X-Men go hand in hand in a lot of ways, man. So I think you hold off on using that until you can work him into, like, some sort of, like, Avengers versus X-Men storyline. Boom, and put Spider-Man right in the middle. He's torn. Boom. Look, Marvel, I'm pitching you great ideas. So,
my goodness, that'd be fucking amazing.
So just do that. Like, I mean,
yeah, gosh, that's a separate tangent, but just the fact that we're going over all these exciting stories in series and movies, and they still have Fantastic Four and X-Men just sitting over here.
Just like, we'll get to it.
It excites me, but yeah, I'm so excited for this movie. because of that just fucking stinger of an ending from Far From Home.
In which I saw a really funny post, which I would almost love. What if it means nothing? Like, I mean, apparently, at least in the MCU, J. Jonah Jameson is basically Alex Jones. So what if nobody just fucking believes?
Yeah.
It's just like that was just a way to get you excited.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be kind of funny, but
have they said what they're trying to go for with the villains for this one? I don't think they have.
No, I mean, I know the dude who directed the last one said he wants Kraven the Hunter, which who knows? Because I mean, Sony is doing a solo Kraven the Hunter movie.
Stop.
Also, who knows? I mean, granted.
Dude, just stop. Just, like, fucking give all this shit back to Marvel. Because, fuck, I want to see Venom in the MCU so bad.
Or just come up with, like, a new deal. Like, I mean, the deal's a little bit better toward Marvel, but, like, a deal where, like, Sony can make these movies.
Yeah.
And they're attached to the MCU. Like, they're in the same
Sure.
universe, but, like, Sony can do whatever they want with those characters. And then sometimes Marvel can be like, hey, we're going to borrow this guy. All right, we're going to put him in. We're going to put Black Cat in this movie because why not? But...
Yeah, that's the thing. There's so many characters that they just can't use.
It's sort of like the thing. It's why I sort of understand why there should be a Spider-Man universe, because there's just so many. There are so many characters that like could justifiably carry their own movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Also, I mean, granted, I'm still okay with this with the Sony Marvel deal, just because I mean, even though the movie's not that great, just Spider-Man Venom crossover, just bring it. Just let it happen at least once. Or heck, Marvel just. Go. Actually, no. Sony has creative control. Sony would never do it. Damn it! Just kill Spider-Man in the third one.
Yeah,
just do it.
That'd be fun.
Or not kill him, but him just
Yeah.
like some kind of big heroic sacrifice. A very Spider-Man thing to do.
Yeah. Man, it was so sad when they said that this wasn't going to happen. The third movie or any other. Spider-Man was gone. Then
or they were going to do it, but it was going to be just like somehow it was just not going to be in the MCU. Yeah. Which who knows? Apparently, who knows how? Apparently, with if you take literal statements from interviews, Spider-Man apparently is the only superhero who can hop between universes. So I'm like, oh, is that how you're going to explain this away? He's just going to get sucked into a wormhole, and he's just going to end up in a different universe.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, who knows? So yeah, then. Number 1 is Thor: Love and Thunder.
The other contender for best title.
Yeah. To me, this one, best logo.
Oh, God, the logo's
fucking logo's amazing.
I love the just cheesy 80s vibe that it has.
Yes. To me, the reason why this is number 1 is I feel like with Thor Ragnarok, they found the best thing for Thor, for Chris Hemsworth. The best way to write him in, like, that movie is amazing. He was amazing in both Infinity War and Endgame, and I'm just so excited because also, like, the storyline that they're doing for this movie is really cool. Natalie Portman's coming back, so yeah.
The mighty Thor, she gets to wield the hammer.
Yes.
Which is going to be an interesting thing because, I mean, do they remake a hammer? Who knows? There's all kinds of weird things.
But that doesn't, this storyline gets into the whole thing, like, isn't it like, I might get a few things wrong here, but, like, she uses the hammer, she has cancer.
Yeah, and it stops her.
Yes.
Well, and then, like, it heals her while she wears it, but then also it gets rid of, like, all the chemo. Yeah. So when she's not Thor, she's just dying.
Right.
Which you mean, if you want to go down that kind of path, I don't see this, like, no offense, I don't see there being a new Thor franchise. I'm sorry. No offense to Natalie Portman. Yeah. I just don't know. I think this is a good one movie thing to do, to have the mighty Thor and have her in it. I mean, there's all kinds of other hints you could see. I mean, with the title Love and Thunder, who knows? They might have Enchantress in the movie, which is a cool villain that they could use for Thor. I don't know. There's just a lot.
Waititi, of course, directing.
Yeah, directing and writing and doing all that stuff. Yep. Apparently, which is my favorite thing about this, or one of my favorite pieces of news is they don't know. He's deciding right now whether or not they want Bro Thor in the movie, whether or not Thor is going to be fat. I was like, does he get past this? Is that still part of his character? And I'm like,
yeah.
And I'm weighing it. I'm like, man, maybe for a little bit it'd be cool if he was still fat.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know if I want Fat Thor for a whole other movie.
Me either.
I might get old after a while.
Yeah. The literal only thing that makes me sad about this movie, man, I wanted an Guardians of the Galaxy so bad.
I mean, we don't know anything about Guardians of the Galaxy. Who knows when it happens? Like Guardians, like it could be like a retroactive. Like they might have just held off on Guardians 3 while there was still in limbo with James Gunn. So it's like maybe this movie takes place. That movie takes place before this one.
Maybe.
Or who knows? Maybe Thor goes back. He's like, because he wants to be an adventurer, or he has give Thor a cameo in Guardians, or hell, or give some Guardians characters cameos in here. Let Rocket show up in Thor: Love and Thunder. Why the hell not?
Yeah, definitely. That's it. Of course, yeah. There's going to be some other things being announced here officially, but man, I'm just very excited for the MCU here. It just feels like such a long time since we've had anything, even though it was just July, and yeah, we're only having to wait technically less than a year. But man, I'm ready for all
the only things that we knew before Comic-Con was like
Black Widow.
We knew it was Black Widow. There was very, very strong indications that the Eternals was going to be a thing. Mm-hmm. I think they had just said like right before Comic-Con that Thor 4 was going to be a thing. Mm-hmm. But like it was more just like rumors with everything. Especially all the Disney Plus shows we had no idea about. Some of the movies we did. Like I think they had said, "Oh yeah, we're going to do a Doctor Strange too." And here dude's back and Scott Derrickson's back for directing, but like
Yeah. So we'll see where the MCU goes. I'm just so excited for it. Just excited also, like, what the big overarching storyline's going to be, who the big bad guy might be.
If there is one. I mean, who knows?
True.
They could just go a completely different route. I saw somebody put the theory out there with some of these shows. They could be going for, like, just like a supervillain team-up thing with, like, a bunch of smaller villains that are popping up in each of these movies, like Zemo and maybe the Enchantress and maybe a Black Widow another Black Widow from the Black Widow movie. You know what I mean? Just like...
Yeah.
Could be interesting.
Right. Yeah. Let us know what you're excited for. Thanks for watching and listening. See you later.